If you're tired of watering your garden every day, we've got some fantastic solutions for you. There's nothing more disheartening than seeing your garden wilt under the glare of the summer sun. But fear not, because today we're diving into the world of drought-resistant perennials that thrive in hot weather, saving you time and water. These plants have adapted over time to withstand long periods of dryness, and they do it with such resilience and beauty. They've learned to thrive in the harshest of conditions, and by understanding their simple needs, we can create gardens that not only survive but positively flourish, even when the mercury soars. So let's get started and discover the wonders of these drought-defying marvels. First up, we have the echinacea, or purple coneflower, a true stalwart of the summer garden. Now this plant is not only a beauty with its vibrant blooms, but also a magnet for pollinators like bees and butterflies. Imagine those delicate wings flitting from one coneflower to another, a dance of life and color in your garden. It's incredibly easy to grow, thriving in full sun and well-drained soil. Now, the beauty of the coneflower is that it doesn't demand constant attention. Once established, it can tolerate periods of dryness with remarkable resilience. Think of it as a plant that earns its keep, providing weeks of vibrant color with minimal fuss. And when those flowers eventually fade, leaving behind those prominent seed heads, don't be too quick to tidy them up. They provide food for birds throughout the autumn and add a lovely structural element to the winter garden. To ensure your coneflowers thrive, give them a good mulch in the spring with some well-rotted garden compost or manure. This helps to retain moisture in the soil, reducing the need for frequent watering. And remember, good soil structure is key. Incorporating organic matter like compost improves drainage and allows the roots to reach deep down for any available moisture. Now, in terms of propagation, coneflowers are easily divided in the spring or autumn. Simply lift a clump, carefully tease apart the roots, and replant in new locations. You'll have a whole colony of these beauties in no time. Next, we have Sedum, a plant that truly embodies the spirit of resilience. Known for its succulent leaves that store water, it's a master of survival in the hottest conditions. These fleshy leaves act like tiny reservoirs, allowing sedum to withstand prolonged periods of drought without batting an eye. Now, sedum is incredibly versatile, perfect for rock gardens, borders, or even containers. Imagine a cascade of sedum spilling over the edge of a terracotta pot, its colorful blooms adding a touch of cheer to a sunny patio. And speaking of blooms, sedum offers a fantastic range of colors, from vibrant pinks and reds to sunny yellows and deep burgundies. It's a plant that can inject a real sense of drama and interest into any garden setting. One of my favorite varieties is Sedum Autumn Joy, with its large dome-shaped flower heads that transition from pale pink to a deep coppery red as autumn approaches. It's a true spectacle of the late summer garden. To keep your sedum happy, plant it in a sunny location with well-drained soil. It's not a fussy plant and will tolerate poor soils, but good drainage is essential to prevent root rot. Like the coneflower, sedum benefits from a light mulch in the spring to help retain moisture. And don't be afraid to cut back any leggy stems in the early summer to encourage bushier growth and a more abundant display of flowers. Propagation is a breeze with sedum. You can take stem cuttings in the summer or simply divide established clumps in the spring or autumn. Now, for a touch of ethereal beauty, let's talk about Russian sage. This plant is a true garden stunner, with its silvery foliage and delicate lavender blue flowers that bloom for weeks on end. Just imagine a gentle breeze rustling through its fragrant leaves, carrying the sweet aromatic scent across your garden. Russian sage is a sun worshiper, thriving in hot, dry conditions. It's the perfect choice for adding height and structure to a sunny border, its tall, airy stems swaying gracefully in the summer breeze. And the beauty of Russian sage is that it's incredibly low maintenance. Once established, it requires very little watering and is remarkably pest and disease resistant. To keep your Russian sage looking its best, give it a hard prune in the early spring, cutting back the old stems to just above ground level. This encourages fresh, new growth and ensures a plentiful display of flowers. And don't be afraid to pinch out the tips of the growing stems in the late spring. This will promote bushier growth and prevent the plant from becoming too leggy. Russian sage is easily propagated from seed sown in the spring, or from softwood cuttings taken in the early summer. It's a plant that's happy to spread its wings, so don't be surprised if you find seedlings popping up around your garden. Now, who can resist the allure of lavender? It's not just about the fragrance, although that alone is enough to make it a garden favorite. Lavender is a true sensory delight, with its beautiful silvery foliage, its delicate purple blooms, and its intoxicating scent that lingers in the air long after you've passed by. But lavender is more than just a pretty face. It's also incredibly drought-tolerant, thanks to its deep roots and narrow, silvery leaves that minimize water loss. This makes it a perfect choice for sunny, dry gardens where other plants might struggle. And as an added bonus, lavender is deer-resistant. Those pesky herbivores tend to steer clear of its strong scent, making it a great choice for gardens that are prone to browsing. To keep your lavender happy and thriving, plant it in a sunny location with well-drained soil. It doesn't like to have its feet wet, so make sure the soil doesn't become waterlogged. Like the other plants we've discussed, lavender benefits from a light mulch in the spring to help retain moisture. And don't forget to deadhead the spent flowers regularly to encourage more blooms. Lavender is easily propagated from cuttings taken in the spring or early summer. Simply remove a 3 to 4 inch section of stem, dip it in rooting hormone, and plant it in a pot of well-draining compost. Keep the compost moist but not soggy, and you should see new growth within a few weeks. Finally, let's talk about zinnias, the undisputed champions of summer color. These cheerful annuals bring a vibrant burst of energy to the garden, with their dazzling array of colors and their ability to bloom tirelessly throughout the hottest months. From fiery reds and oranges to sunny yellows and pinks, there's a zinnia to suit every taste and garden style. And the best part? Zinnias are incredibly easy to grow from seed. Simply sow the seeds directly into the ground after the last frost, and watch them shoot up with remarkable speed. They're also surprisingly drought-tolerant once established, thanks to their deep roots that seek out moisture deep within the soil. Zinnias are a favorite of pollinators, attracting bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds to the garden. Imagine a cloud of butterflies flitting amongst the colorful blooms, their wings painted with the same vibrant hues. To keep your zinnias blooming their hearts out, plant them in a sunny location with well-drained soil. They're not fussy plants and will tolerate a wide range of soil conditions, but good drainage is essential to prevent root rot. Deadhead the spent flowers regularly to encourage more blooms and prevent the plant from putting its energy into seed production. And don't be afraid to cut the flowers for bouquets. Zinnias are excellent cut flowers, lasting for up to a week in a vase. One of the great things about zinnias is that they're annuals, which means they complete their life cycle in one season. This might seem like a downside, but it actually offers a fantastic opportunity to experiment with different colors and varieties each year. And the good news is that zinnias readily self-seed, so if you leave a few flowers to mature and scatter their seeds in the autumn, you're likely to have a whole new crop of seedlings popping up the following spring. So there you have it. Drought-tolerant gardening doesn't mean less beauty. It means more enjoyment with less work. It's about embracing the resilience of nature and choosing plants that can handle a little bit of heat. Try these plants this season and watch your garden thrive even in the hottest summers. Remember, with a little planning and the right plants, you can create a garden that's both beautiful and water-wise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own drought-tolerant garden hacks in the comments below. Happy gardening!